Hi, everyone. So I feel like today's topic is a little bit timely. I mean, are you familiar with the Red Bull thing going on today? No. The Red Bull freestyle football event? Have you guys seen this? Did you see did everybody see the video at the end today? At all at the end of the keynotes? There's this event called the Red Bull freestyle football. So it's these guys who can do like, anyways, all right, it's good. It's going on today in Brazil. So today now I want to introduce you to Almudena and Mateus. I do all right? Yeah. From Telefonica, I want to get it wrong, who are responsible for the site that does World Cup soccer, football, and how you handle a worldwide event of that scale. So please help me in welcoming them.
Thank you. Welcome. Well, before start, just a few questions. Who here is sysadmin? Interesting. Deployment team? QA testing? Developers? Okay, great. Product? Managers? Interesting. Human resources? Interesting. Okay, great. So, hola. Welcome. Now what we're talking about is Movistar TV. Movistar TV is a product developed by Telefonica addressed to their users. Movistar TV are present in Spain and also present in Latin America and countries like Argentina, Chile, Brazil. Okay, manually. Let me introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Mateus. I work on Telefonica. I've been here in Spain since 2011. Before that, I was in Brazil because I am a Brazilian guy. There, I work on the largest portal on the South America called Terra Networks. I believe you know, the Spanish people know it. What else? I manage a lot of different technologies, high availability, very interesting stuffs. And that's allowed me to help Telefonica in this project that is a very interesting project. Before we really start the presentation, I just want to that you, at the end, know three main stuffs. The first one is passion, that we talk about it. The second one is don't miss the target. And the third one is be ready on the right time. Okay?
Okay, so well, I'm Almudena Vivanco. I'm one of those rare things that are called performance testers. And, well, I love games. So basically, that's my info. So what are we going to talk about? It's how we suffered last year with such event as FIFA World Cup. It's a wide world event that we have to suffer to ourselves, because it was the first event that we have to deal with in mobile application TV, GoTV. So what was our challenge? Our challenge within the company was to build the best video platform to help our company, Telefonica, to become a video company. And what was the golden rule?
This is not working. Okay.
I will do for you.
So as I told you before, passion. Passion is really important. Basically, we are talking about soccer, football, and the users will go away if you have any problem. It's really important that everything go really fine. Another part of passion that we told after, it's about the team that are involved, engaged on this project. Then we have the don't miss the target. That is really important. The audience really go away. And as I told you before, we will start without you. Be ready at the right time. The World Cup will not postpone because you are delayed, because your project are late. Sounds quite a bit funny, but it's true. You can't be delayed. This is our users. As you can see, passion. And also, we have the same passion at the moment to develop the solution, to deploy the solution, and operate the solution. This is really important. In this picture, also you can see passion, and if you can count and tell me the number of mobiles, it's really interesting. The behavior are changing. As you can see here, I don't know, but maybe the half part of the audience has a mobile. They are taking picture, sharing, and knowing stats about the game, so the behavior are changing. And when I told you the first time we start with this, we check and, oh, okay, good, we do great. And then the next game, oh, we miss. And the other next game, we miss again. We have to be prepared. Unfortunately, this has happened before the World Cup, so we have time to check and solve it. So we didn't know what we are missing, and we have to work a lot to know that. We have to define how to act on this perspective. And the most important thing, we have to collect the relevant information.
So, which resources we have? We have a team. At this point, before the FIFA World Cup, we have developers, service delivery, operations, and QA, separate. Okay, so we distributed all the Scrum teams, because we were working with AI, in different development groups that we can call sort of services. Those content workflow devices, IPTV, platform, CDN, this kind of things. So what was our goal? The goal as a group, as a team, the end of buffering. And we started with scalability. We started testing from a database, API, cache layers. And why? Why we started with scalability? We could start with something else, but with performance straight ahead. But we started with scalability because we have this kind of behavior. And this is a behavior that we have before the FIFA World Cup. This is an error behavior. We have this logins, this number of logins in like 5 minutes before the team, and we were not able to give service to all our users. So they were dropping. Okay, so we have to sort it out. And we have to simulate this kind of behavior. Just 5 minutes ahead of the football match, they were logging. Everyone was logging. This peak is what we need to simulate and to test. So we need to scale and scale fast. And the other problem that we have is that we have 2 continents. It was not just in Europe. We have Brazil and Spain, basically. Brazil, Argentina, and Spain as a huge number of potential users during the FIFA World Cup. So we started on November with really many devices. We're not talking only about mobile platform, but as well about smart TVs, and a set of boxes. Okay, so we not only have tablets and mobiles, but we have all kinds of devices. So we have to focus on the devices that we wanted to give support. Another thing that we have as challenge, it was a jungle. It's a real complex system that integrates not only our third parties, but as well what we call local business centers. So Brazil, Spain has their own system that are integrated within our platform. So it's a kind of jungle. So all of this was a mess, actually, like six months before the FIFA World Cup, and we need a change of strategy. Summarizing, we have the groups were divided, separated, developers and QAs for one side, and the other one was operations and service delivery. And we have this jungle of services, everyone with their product life cycle. It was a bit of a mess. So what we did, first we created what we call the squads. And the squads is simply a DevOps culture. We included in our teams, we included operations and service delivery. So we have the QAs and the developers within the same group as the service delivery and operations. This allows us to do, for example, one of the things that Mateus is going to talk after, that everything that we research and we find in our testing phase, we can give it to them, such as queries to do graphs or whatever we found, we just give them to operations and to the operators, actually. One of the things that we had, it was this kind of own life services. We have the project, mini projects. What we did is integrate everything, because we wanted a fast deployment. The faster that we could deploy, the faster we could roll back, the faster we can give service to our users. So one of the things that we did is deploy everything on every server, so we can switch on and off the services that we needed. For example, you see the graph that I posted before, and it was just logins in a span time of 5 minutes. So at that point, we needed a lot of API services. So we just switch on more servers with the API services, and we just switch off those of content, because we are not delivering content at that point. This allows us to be fast. That is what we want. So what we need to deploy, and what we need to be faster than we were before, we need a pre-production environment. We needed automated tests that cover almost every feature that we wanted to release in .NET. And we wanted a stable environment. And where we want that stable environment, we want it in production. So we could use some servers into production and just test there and simulate our workload, our load peaks. Those users log in 5 minutes before the match. What else we did to enhance the performance of our services, not only to deploy fast, but as well to improve our responsiveness? One of the things that we did, it was to implement a service called Thumbbox. That is every request of static media, it goes through the API, and it just gives the image already for that device. So that allows us to have everything cache. Nothing will be first ask, first request. Everything will be cache. For every single device, mobile device, smart TV, PC, everything will be cache. So all the images will be fast. Another thing that we found, it was latency. I said that we were really worried about Brazil and Spain, because the difference was huge. Okay, so we did a test to the first byte, and we saw that there was such a difference. The 500 milliseconds in Spain. It was almost 5 seconds in Brazil. So we did the first iteration, and what we did it was to introduce a CDN. With the CDN, we just gained from 5 seconds to Brazil. We just gained to 60%. So we just reduced to 2 seconds. The second iteration that we are still thinking of is to duplicate the data centers, one in Brazil and one in Spain, but that's in the future. So what kind of CDN we will need? Okay, we have some products. We could use Akamai, we could use whatever, but we want challenge. So we use our own CDN. And we could do anything that we wanted to that CDN. We use this CDN not only for us, it's not only for the video platform. We try to make it for any other product in Telefónica, but we are able to do whatever we need as video platform, so it's ours. So if we need HSDS, we can implement it. It's no problem. It's an own product that it has its own life cycle. So, again, Mateus.
About the don't miss the target. This was what you got before we start, when we realized that we have a lot of job to do. We have monitoring resolution with 5 minutes. You can imagine in a soccer game that is 45 minutes that you have 9 chances to react. This is not so good, right? And also we have 11 different tools to check if everything is okay. It's unbelievable. So we move to the new approach. The new approach is 15 seconds resolution, sorry, that allows 180 opportunities just in the first half to check if everything is right and solve it if there is some problem. And also, we centralize our most important information on a one unique tool to check the performance. Which information we centralize it? Audience, we centralize it. By that means the number of users connecting during a match game. Web servers, the frontals, the API servers, all web servers, the cache layer that we are using, the databases that are in plural because we have more than one flavor, virtualization that we have more than one flavor too, storage. In this case, we have one vendor, but SAN and NAS, and also the networking part. All together in the same tool that I believe you guys know, that is Graphite. Who knows Graphite here? Great. This is the face of my operation team when they saw the final deployment of Graphite. They really like it. Basic change. Imagine the guys looking to 11 different tools to know if everything is right. With one tool, their life really changes. And our lives doing improvements changes too. What is Graphite? Well, I will not talk too much about it because most of you guys already know, but it's a real-time graphic system, scales really good. It's a good place to put your metrics, storage your metrics, and also has an interesting web interface that personally I don't like so much. It's not cute, but it's very powerful. It's comprised of 3 open source projects, and if you need more information, you can start here, okay? Just an example, because one of the things that I really like on Graphite is how easy it is to send data to it. You just open a socket, like I'm doing here, connecting to the local IP address on the port 2003, and send something like my path metric name, a value that is 100, and a timestamp. When you close the connection, automatically in the web interface, we will see this path, this tree, my path metric, and a metric called name. If you click on a metric, we will see this point here. That is a value of 100 in that period of time. It's that so easy. Just send the data. You don't have to configure nothing. You just send the data. In normal approach, as you know, you have to configure to receive the data or to collect the data. Every time that you have eaten more, it's a new configuration. So, introducing the soccer game, but this is on the sysadmin view. Sysadmin perspective of a game. As you can imagine, this is the unique users connecting to a soccer game. Unfortunately, I cannot show the numbers, but the behavior is this. And we start with the start of the match. Any idea where starts the match here? Perfect. 20:45, or in the easy way, 45 minutes before this. This is, okay, let's go through it. Here begins a match. As you can see, comparing to the peak, almost the half part of the users are already connected before the game starts. And if you check here, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes later, it's like a third part connect there. So a lot of users connecting at the same time. By this means, users that the data are not cached yet, so we need to go to the web server, to the cache layer, to the database for each user to check if he is allowed to see the game, check what URL is adequate to the mobile device, high resolution, low resolution, everything, and send to the user just a page that is almost like the same page from the other user that using a tablet or a mobile or a PC, a personal computer. So here ends the first half. As you can see here, it's very interesting. This is mobile users disconnecting. Most of them because they are changing the room, they are going home, or they just want to save their network connection. Then the second half starts, and the second half ends. Here ends the game. What happened here is all users just close the player, and the web page are reloaded. As you can see, a lot of users at the same minute closing and refreshing the web page. This is another huge problem that we have to think about, and solve it. And as I told you before, Graphite allow us to make a lot of different metrics in the same graph. For instance, here I add on this axis the unique users and are comparing to resume of web servers, API servers, cache servers, one of the databases, Sun, CPU, just to make sure what's going on during the game. When I when I showed this kind of graphs, was when my operation team really laughing about Graphite. They love it. Interesting. This picture shows us something important, really important in this kind of events. Be prepared for the peak. This graph is exactly the same graph that I showed before, but in a different time period. That was the soccer game, and here is without soccer game. As you can see, there is a lot of difference. So be prepared for this peak means a lot of resources. What we did to be prepared to the FIFA World Cup? Simulate our workload, and simulate our workload, and then simulate our workload, because this is very important. It's so much important to know the bottlenecks. The bottlenecks, and probably you know that when you solve the first one, we'll reach the second one. When you solve the second one, comes the third one, and this is a cycle. So it's really important to know what audience do you are expecting and the bottlenecks that you have to fix. And as I told you, it's really important to know it, the bad things, when you have the time to solve it. Maybe your face will go like this. But remember, if you have time to solve it, will be great. Because if you don't have time to solve it, means that you didn't done your job really well. So if you need a different output, there is a lot of approach to do. I like the automation approach, that is starting at a feedback. On our case, I will just talk to my developers and tell, please don't do queries with full scan table. This is the worst thing that we can get. What's happened? Almost nothing. Because developers, in most of the case, do not know how to check it, do not know how to fix it. So, I changed the approach and show them which tables, which index there is a lot of scans. By how do I did it? With this query that performance team send us, we can check the index access, the kind of index access per all index in the database. We create a script that parses information and send to the Graphite, we can have this kind of graphics. In this case, we are simulating the user connection. That is our first major problem. As you can see, there is something like 150 case with full scans. This is unbelievable. So, showing this information to the development team, we together just realized that with one index creation and one query change, things like this happen. We're moving from 125 case to less than 20 case. With this little change, we grow down the CPU usage by 70%. That is a huge change. But remember, add relevant information. If you can add this information, people will use it every time. As I told you, okay, there is some problem here, but as I told you, if you really know what you're doing, your task, how hard it is, will be easier. Okay. So, as I told you, the soccer game will start if you're ready or not. So, get your team ready. This is really important. Before the World Cup, you can work, we can test it, but during, you have to get your team prepared. They have to know exactly what they have to do. It's really important. the failover, whatever it is, they have to know how to act. If they do, nothing will see, no problem, will be great. But if they don't, they will panic and you probably have a disaster. So at the end, what we realized that with all this lot of job that we did, we start to really know what we are doing, control it, and have a lot of fun in the games. That before we are very, very worry about it. Questions? This is a great question. He asked why we choose graphite, resuming. The answer is quite bit easy. I really looked for an interface that I can send easy the data and correlate the data, match the graphics, and scale. And was the answer. Basically, doing some research, and was the tool.
One of the things that about Graphite is that the developers team and the QA team can use it, and we can create our templates and just look for the data that we need to simulate after in the production environment from production. So it was really easy to do that kind of research with Graphite.
How we are able to simulate the peak of requests. Okay, this is a good question too. We just took the logs from the web servers. We create a standard behavior of the user based on the requests, on the previous matches, and then we simulated this workload.
Yeah. Yeah, as the performance team, we started with JMeter to simulate the load, but we saw that it was a bit short. So after we started with the task force, we wanted to have all the tests in the same language. It's .NET, C#. So we started using Visual Studio. It's a thing. And we were able with I think it was 12 servers, agents, injectors, to simulate those peaks. Of course, we were not simulating in all the servers, but in just a few of them in production. So we have 4, 5 servers for us to inject the load and simulate that peak.
The question is, what about the logs, right? Okay, logs, we didn't use any script. We use a Splunk that is a paid tool for it.
How did you know that you are ready with the appropriate concurrent users?
That's a good question. He's asking how did we know that we were ready? We actually we didn't know. Our marketing, business developers, they were telling, well, we have a potential of 5 million users during the FIFA World Cup, and they were expecting 300,000, even more, concurrent. So we were just trying. We have I don't remember the numbers, but we have our number of servers, and we started just injecting load and looking for the bottlenecks. So we said, this number of users is the number that the database supports, and this is the front end. So, or we need to scale in this way. So actually, during the FIFA World Cup, we have backup servers. We have more servers just standing by, just in case that we need it. As we said, as I said before, we have all the services in all the servers, so we just can switch on and off if we need any service or not. So, for example, during there are a football match, we don't need an encoder. We just don't need to deliver content, new content, so we just switch off those services and we just put more API services. We can as well just to do for a kind of users, consumer APIs. We just can switch on. If we see that we have more Android users, we just switch on. When we saw, actually we have a limit, it was a database. That was our limit. And we did many hours of testing just to know what was the limit.
Okay, so
well, one of the mottos of our mobile is wherever, whenever, however. This is a mobile word. No, not mobile first, but it's already here. We are mobile.